Day 11 of testimony in the trial of Sean Diddy Combs has ended, and new developments are drawing major attention. Reports suggest federal prosecutors may consider subpoenaing comedian Katt Williams as part of the investigation. Williams previously hinted that he knew about troubling situations involving powerful figures in the entertainment industry long before allegations surfaced, even mentioning names like Usher and T.D. Jakes. Now his past remarks are being revisited, with many wondering what he might have known behind the scenes before the story became public.
They followed me to the hotel. They care Aaron Carter, and now they acting like they won't care playing a Backstreet Boys sample. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Harley Pasternak Pusha, your trainer. Harley Pasternak, Jay-Z.
Long before the allegations surrounding Sean Diddy Combs began dominating headlines, comedian Katt Williams had already made remarks that many people are now revisiting with fresh curiosity. At a time when few imagined a controversy of this magnitude, Williams hinted that a major reckoning could eventually reach some of Hollywood's most powerful figures, suggesting that influence and protection might not last forever. He even implied that if a downfall ever happened, it might not involve just one person but could draw attention to a wider circle within the industry. Now, as the situation continues to attract intense public focus, those earlier comments are being looked at again by many observers as a possible glimpse into concerns that may have existed behind the scenes long before the story became public.
These allegations were coming out.
And isn't there even some concern that, or proof that Pastor T.D. Jakes?
Well, I'm getting right there. So there's this big list that Diddy said, I'm not going down alone. Because Katt Williams went on a podcast a while back, and Katt Williams, who is a well-known comedian in the black community for a long time, he went on a podcast and basically just regurgitated all this information that was just so valid. And he said, all these people, he said, you got God on one side, and then you got the other side. And he said, the other side, they're all going down in 2024. And he mentioned that he was offered $50 million 4 separate times to join in with these Diddy parties to basically be sodomized. And he turned it down every time.
To help his career.
To help his career, to bring his career.
This wasn't the first time Katt Williams spoke publicly about Sean Diddy Combs, and many believe it may not be the last. Over the years, Williams has built a reputation for speaking boldly about the entertainment industry, often saying he turned down money and influence to protect his integrity. During a widely discussed appearance on the Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharpe, Williams made strong comments about powerful figures in Hollywood, mentioning Diddy as part of what he described as a larger system. At the time, many dismissed his remarks as controversial talk, but as events continue to unfold, those statements are now being revisited as part of a growing conversation about what may have been happening behind the scenes long before the public knew.
Motherfuckers be gay in Hollywood, you never fucking expected. They be having these big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited in a motherfucker to be at the mansion party. You be looking at all the goddamn rooms, and you fuck around and look in the wrong room and shit. Come here, come here. Is that 2 niggas kissing?
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times just to protect my... All of these big dick deviants is all catching.
Katt Williams didn't limit his earlier predictions to Sean Diddy Combs. In past remarks, he also mentioned T.D. Jakes, suggesting that influential figures could face major reckonings in the years ahead. Recently, many were surprised when Jakes announced he was stepping down as leader of the Potter's House megachurch just days before Diddy's trial began. While no link has been confirmed and no allegations involve Jakes, the timing quickly sparked heavy discussion online. For some it seems like a striking coincidence, while others wonder whether Williams' earlier comments hinted at bigger shifts happening behind the scenes, fueling speculation that something larger may be unfolding beyond what the public currently sees.
T.D. Jakes, and watch as T.D. Jakes and Gino Jennings' response.
I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, and we don't care nothing about the other side. Yeah.
Good, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good because I know the truth.
TD Jakes, do not speak against homo.
Comedian Cat Williams has repeatedly spoken about what he believes are troubling patterns inside the entertainment industry, including long-standing accusations surrounding exploitation and the infamous casting couch culture. In several public remarks, Williams suggested that powerful figures often held enormous influence over young performers, an issue Hollywood has struggled with for decades. As these discussions resurface today, attention has shifted toward the early careers of stars who crossed paths with Sean Diddy Combs at extremely young ages. Both Usher and Aaron Carter were introduced to Diddy while still minors, Usher at 13 and Carter at just 9 years old. While no legal wrongdoing has been established from those early associations, the renewed scrutiny has sparked difficult questions about how young talent was placed in powerful environments and whether the industry truly provided the protection those children needed.
In front of the world, he begged for financial support to help get him a private security team to keep him alive. He said on numerous occasions, if anything happens to me, I promise you, I am not vital. And no one said anything.
Silence breaker for my brother, who is a artist, and they're after my life. My whole family is after my life, and they're setting me up. And Sony Records owes me $3.5 million, and they don't want to pay me, and it would be in their better interest, just like Michael told me. They owe me money, and they're trying to off. And I'm begging you, and I'm pleading you, help me raise $100,000 as soon as I can so I can move to an undisclosed location where I am safe. They had cops come and check for a rope in my garage, saying I want.
Usher has openly acknowledged that certain experiences from his early years in the music industry left lasting emotional scars. His mother has also spoken publicly about the decision to allow him, at just 13 years old, to live with Sean Diddy Combs, admitting that at the time she did not fully understand the type of environment her son would be entering. Those revelations have reignited broader concerns about how young artists were introduced to powerful spaces without clear safeguards. Similar conversations have surrounded Aaron Carter, who also entered the industry at an extremely young age. While every situation is different, many observers now believe these stories reflect a deeper systemic problem, one where ambition, fame, and opportunity sometimes overshadowed the well-being of the children involved.
Being around that man, Sean Puffy Combs, I don't sleep to this day. I have a problem sleeping to this day. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I mean, I'm 13 years old, and I'm telling him, look, you're gonna put me in the studio, man. You got Biggie Smalls in there, you got Craig Mack in there. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs?
Aaron Carter spoke candidly about the deep trauma he said began in childhood, describing a life marked by instability, exploitation, and betrayal. In several interviews, Carter alleged that inappropriate experiences began within his own family before he even entered the entertainment world. According to his own claims, those patterns continued as he was pushed into powerful industry environments without adequate protection. Carter often said the adults responsible for safeguarding him failed repeatedly, prioritizing money and opportunity over his safety. His story has since become a haunting reminder of how child stars can be vulnerable to exploitation when success and profit are placed above protection.
On my Twitter, I see people saying, you look like you have AIDS, you should go die. I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to my fans, and now they turn on me.
Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice.
The trauma Aaron Carter described did not fade once the spotlight dimmed, it followed him into adulthood. Carter spoke openly about turning to drugs as a way to numb painful memories he said he could never escape, a coping mechanism that only deepened his struggles. Over the years, rumors about his health circulated online, though many of those claims were never confirmed. What is widely understood, however, is that long-term trauma often manifests both physically and psychologically when left untreated. Similar reflections have come from Usher, who has acknowledged how early exposure to adult environments left lasting emotional scars. Together, these stories raise a troubling question: why do so many young performers who enter Hollywood eventually face addiction, illness, or lifelong emotional battles?
But your system is still so weak that it can't fight off, a yeast infection.
Sorry, my part is just like,
so
you guys got to understand out there, like, this is like, no, I know this is kind of like, it's giving me anxiety, okay? So my heart is racing. I did not take any medications before I came here. I haven't in actually a couple of days because I wanted to try to wean myself off of this.
One of the things I also noticed when you met with Dr. Jorge, you opened up and expressed your concerns that you're worried you have HIV.
Absolutely.
I know you recently came out as bisexual.
Yes.
Is that one of the other reasons that's had you concerned? Because you admitted on the tape piece that you say, I haven't always been safe sexually.
Absolutely, no, and that's a fact. I haven't always been safe sexually, and I have no qualms in saying that. There's nothing wrong with me saying that. I do find men and women attractive, just like a woman can say, oh wow, what a beautiful girl. I can say, oh wow, what a beautiful man.
In the weeks leading
Aaron
up to his death,
help.
Aaron Carter made several emotional public appeals, telling fans he felt unsafe and feared powerful individuals might be targeting him. He repeatedly insisted he was not suicidal and worried something might happen to him. Only days later, Carter was found dead, and authorities ultimately ruled his death an accident. That conclusion immediately sparked questions, especially after his mother publicly argued the investigation was mishandled and important details were overlooked. To this day, she continues to call for a deeper review of the case, and many fans remain unsettled by unanswered questions surrounding Carter's final days.
Following developing news tonight in Lancaster, where pop star Aaron Carter has died at the age of 34.
Yeah, the troubled performer grew up in the limelight, but he was in and out of rehab several times in his short life. Chris Wolf is live for us in Lancaster. He's got more on this. Chris?
Yeah, Rick, MB, the street is now cleared. People have been moving in and out of that home behind me all day. And tonight we heard from some of those closest to Aaron Carter, and they all say the same thing. They all share stories of a very kind, loving, caring, humble, yet troubled young man. It's the tragic death of a young performer, and now family, friends, and fans around the world are suffering the loss. Singer, rapper, actor Aaron Carter is dead at the age of 34. Oh my God. Carter's close friend and stylist shared this video of a recent birthday celebration for Carter's fiancée, Melanie Martin. She is also the mother of their 11-month-old son, Prince.
It's very painful, very, very painful. I talked to him 2 weeks ago. He was at the dentist and he FaceTimed me. He said, come over. And I said, I have work to do. I wish I could have just go see him at least one more time.
LA County firefighters say they received a call about a drowning. The LA County Sheriff's Department says a house sitter called 911 around 11 a.m. Saturday to report a man unresponsive in his bathtub. It was Carter.
Aaron Carter's mom has made a pretty remarkable decision. She has decided she wants the world to see the death scene, where the bathroom where Aaron was found dead. And the reason for this is she is calling out the police and feels like they did not do a proper investigation here, because she is certainly insinuating that there may have been foul play involved in Aaron Carter's death.
Oh, well, the first day, I got a call. The first thing, I got a call from my daughter, Angel, and she said that Aaron was found in the pool. So then I found out later that he was found in a tub, and the stories just kind of kept changing.
According to official police findings, authorities determined that no foul play was involved in the death of Aaron Carter, ruling it an accidental overdose. Still, the conclusion has been debated by some family members and supporters. Carter's mother has publicly urged investigators to reopen the case, claiming certain procedures may not have been followed correctly and that key details were overlooked. She has also questioned reports suggesting a welfare check occurred shortly before his death. While officials maintain their findings, the lingering doubts have continued fueling debate among those who believe the full story may never have been completely uncovered.
Aaron Carter was found dead in a bathtub in his home in Los Angeles last November. Since that time, TMZ has reported the LA County coroner did not find water in his lungs, meaning he didn't drown. Carter's mother, Jane Schneck, posted photos on Facebook that show the bathroom where her son was found. She wrote on Facebook, "Because of my son's mental illness and prescription drug issues, they, the cops, just wanted it to be something easy that they didn't have the time or inclination to address." Schneck wants a more thorough investigation. She wrote that her son was receiving threats from many people, and she believes there were people out there who wanted to harm him.
Carter's mother, Jane Schneck, posted the photos to her personal Facebook page on Wednesday, writing, quote, "Still trying to get a real investigation for the death of my son, Aaron Carter." On November 5th of last year, 34-year-old Carter was found dead in the bathtub of his Lancaster, California home. According to posts by his mother, quote, "The coroner wrote it off as an accidental drug overdose. They never investigated it as a possible crime scene because of his addiction past." One of the photos shows the bathtub where Carter was found filled with green water. Another shows what appears to be feces smeared across the bathroom floor. A towel and some clothing items can also be seen on the floor in the photos. In one social media post, Carter's mother writes, quote, "Why are the towels perfectly placed?" In others, she alleges Carter received multiple death threats before he died, saying many people were making his life miserable.
Kanye West has repeatedly claimed that powerful handlers operate behind the scenes in the entertainment industry, allegedly controlling celebrities during vulnerable periods. In several statements, West suggested that the same individual he believes attempted to control him was also connected to Aaron Carter. West publicly named Harley Pasternak, claiming Pasternak had influence over both of them during difficult moments in their careers. These allegations have never been proven and have been strongly disputed. Nevertheless, the overlap in names has fueled online speculation among those already questioning how influence and power operate behind closed doors in the celebrity world.
The puzzle I discovered in my research were the claims that Kanye West was making about Harley Pasternak, who is a personal trainer for Ye, and he was also a personal trainer for Aaron Carter. And Ye is openly accusing Harley Pasternak of being not only a celebrity handler, but also responsible for what happened to Aaron. He thinks that he was the guy that went in there and set this up to look like he basically overdosed and accidentally unalived himself. And his claims for this is that Harley Pasternak made threats to Ye about putting him in such a seduced state and under conservatorship that he wouldn't even know what was going on. And he even says something along the lines of family gatherings won't be the same, or time with your kids won't be the same, something like that. But I've got the clip. It's really crazy.
Harley Pasternak followed me to the hotel. They killed Aaron Carter, and now they acting like they won't clear the Backstreet Boys sample. You get what I'm saying? Harley Pasternak pusher, your trainer.
Some critics argue that the story surrounding Usher raises difficult questions about accountability in the industry. Rather than completely distancing himself from controversial environments, commentators and online discussions have speculated about whether he remained connected to powerful figures later accused of misconduct. Allegations have circulated claiming Usher introduced younger artists, including Justin Bieber, into industry spaces dominated by influential figures, claims that remain unproven and strongly disputed. Separate legal filings from Cassie Ventura have also referenced other celebrities being present during alleged abusive situations, which has fueled speculation about who may have witnessed troubling behavior. While no court has found Usher guilty of wrongdoing, these conversations continue to raise broader questions about silence, proximity, and responsibility within powerful circles.
They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like, what kind of fucking asshole do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more? Because that's what pedophiles do. They get victims, and then once they get to a certain age and they get too old for them to enjoy them, they send them out to go get other young kids. Now, if Usher is a procurer, and if Usher knew what was gonna happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak off, is he a good guy? Especially considering what happened to him, especially considering that he sat Howard Stern, and Howard Stern said, would you send your kids to Puffy's Flavor Camp? And his immediate response was, hell no! So it's good enough for everybody else's kids, but it's not good enough for yours.
Dawn Richards says she wasn't alone in witnessing Sean Diddy Combs' abuse. During her second day of testimony in the music mogul's federal trial, the 41-year-old described an alleged 2010 incident of Combs punching then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura at a West Hollywood, California restaurant, and said Usher was also a witness to the event. During her testimony May 19th per NBC News, which had a reporter in the courtroom, she said, quote, Mr. Combs punched Cassie in the stomach. They were having a private conversation, and then he punched her in the stomach. She immediately leaned over and left. In addition to Usher, Richard, who is a member of the girl group Danity Kane, which was formed on Combs' show Making the Band in 2004, alleged that other musicians, including singer Neo, record exec Jimmy Iovine, and rapper Big Daddy Kane were present as well. When Richard and Ventura got into a car to leave after the alleged restaurant incident, Richard said another physical altercation took place between Combs, who has pleaded not guilty to all charges, and his then-girlfriend. She continues in her testimony, quote, we got in the car to head back to her house. Combs grabbed her, slapped her, popped her in the mouth, and told her to shut the f*** up. Everyone was quiet.
As you can Representatives guess, for Justin Bieber have firmly denied claims that he was personally abused during his early years in the music industry. According to their statements, while harmful behavior may have existed behind the scenes within certain parts of the industry, Bieber himself was not a victim. However, that clarification has raised new questions among observers. If troubling behavior was occurring around him, how was it known, and what exactly was happening within those environments? For many, the statement adds another complex layer to an already troubling discussion about what may have taken place behind closed doors.
Justin Bieber breaking his silence on the ordeal after months of speculation over their one-time relationship. His rep telling ET, although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. Bieber's questionable connection to Diddy piquing interest online as the rap mogul's indictment for sex trafficking and racketeering charges, which he denies, made headlines. Old clips of the two hanging out while Justin was underage resurfacing.
Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
Man after my heart, that's what I'm talking about.
We hit him like this, so me and you walking, we hanging out, a little later on the night after the Usher concert.
There's also this old Jimmy Kimmel Live segment, adding to fan fears about what might have gone down with Diddy.
Got me a Lamborghini.
That's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh, apparently not.
Everything ain't for everybody.
This all comes as Bieber's followers are worried for him, the singer's erratic social media posts causing concern week after week, the Beliebers asking if what he's seen behind the scenes of the industry.
Usher has reflected publicly on the period when he spent time living near Sean Diddy Combs during his early teenage years. In interviews, including one on the Howard Stern show, Usher described being exposed to adult environments at just 13 years old, situations he later said were inappropriate for someone his age. He recalled witnessing highly sexualized spaces and experiences that left a lasting impression on him. While he has not framed those memories using legal terms, his comments have prompted many to question why a minor was placed in such environments in the first place.